Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman is also in this book, y'all. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. I post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Just so you know, I'm a college writer who's on her way to becoming a published author within the young adult fantasy fiction genre. And on my channel, we love talking about stories. My stories, other authors' stories, any types of stories. And today I have a video just for that. I have recently came by a video by Tam's Telling Tales, a fellow booktuber here on YouTube. If you don't know her channel, I'll link it down below for you. Check her out because she is amazing. And in her video, she had done a book review on Black by Joan Vasser, and I fell in love with the way that she was describing the story. So, knowing me, I immediately went onto Amazon, downloaded it on my Kindle, and read it in a few hours. Just so y'all know, I had watched that video yesterday, May 6th. Today is May 7th, and I already am uploading this video. So stay tuned for the rest of the video. I'm Christine, and this is Editorial Edge. So let's get into a brief synopsis of what Black by Joan Vasser is about. Black follows the story of the fictional son of Nat Turner named Nat Hope Turner, aka Black. If y'all don't know who Nat Turner is, do your research or pick up a history book. Nat Turner was known for the most successful and largest slave rebellion in Virginia, where he had led a 4-day rebellion encompassing enslaved and free Black people at the time. And this was in the period of the 1800s. And that's the same period in which Black, the story, is actually happening in. However, this is later in the 1800s when there are a lot of abolitionists. So I guess that goes without saying that there is a disclaimer. If you are uncomfortable with the conversation of slavery, anti-Blackness, and racism, this book is going to discuss just that. Personally, I think you should read it. I don't think this conversation is something that we need to shy from. And although this book is historical fiction, it has a lot of truth in what it's talking about. So the story begins when Black is already an adult. At this point in his life, he had escaped from the Turner plantation, and he's established himself as an abolitionist leader and a liberator, and he's in this process of helping other enslaved peoples escape from their plantation. On this day particularly, Black has decided to go back onto the Turner plantation and help Big Mama, who serves as kind of his adopted mother, and Sunday, who ends up being his love interest from the Turner plantation, which they currently are in. So the crux of this story is Black leading Big Mama and Sunday and the rest of the other enslaved peoples he's trying to free into Fort Independence, where he has established a community of freed slaves that he helped escape, which is located in Canada. The last thing I want to say within the synopsis, so that I don't spoil too much for y'all, is that this is during a time when the U.S. is going through a lot of turmoil and changes in terms of slavery being something that is the norm to be expected or accepted. During this time, there's abolitionist conferences and meetings happening and organizing to ensure that slavery is abolished. To give you a better understanding and time frame and context of this story, this is right before Lincoln is actually about to be elected. So given that historical context, combined with Black's upbringing, you can kind of already see how the story is about to develop. However, I think this is a good time for me to bring up the genre. So, Black is marketed as a historical fiction, but there's a large component of this book that is mainly romance, and that is because the direction and the progress that happens throughout the book is based on Black's character development as he meets and falls in love with Sunday, who's his love interest. And so there's a lot of influence in the decisions that Black ends up making because of his love for Sunday. So not only is Black known as his abolitionist, as a leader, as a hero, his character also develops as a friend, a father, and a lover. And all of these components intertwined with one another create the beautiful masterpiece that is Black, the story. Something I really appreciate about this story is that it's not the same generic old slave narrative that could have been this story. And I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. We've seen this in films, in books, but this story in particular has very compelling characters as well well as complex characters that really tie in this story for me. So it is with my highest recommendation that you all pick this book up and read it, and I guarantee you will find at least one thing that you love about it, because I found multiple. I would definitely give this book a 4.5 out of 5. Kind of arbitrary, but one thing I just kept getting tired of, I guess. Not really tired. Something that was just kind of like meh to me was all the bath scenes, and I had gone back to watch Tam Telling Tales video again, and she had mentioned it too. But all these bath scenes just had me stuck because they were taking baths like every 5 minutes. Not even that, like literally every 5 pages somebody was taking a bath. I guess I would give it a 4.5 because I would like to see more or different settings in which these characters are engaging with one another, because there's like 3 main settings, and that's like the Turner Plantation, Fort Independence. That's damn near it, to be honest, just 2. But yes, I would love if you all picked up that book, and if you read it, please let me know, and so we could talk about it, because I have not felt so viscerally reactionary to a book in a while, and that's why I was so excited, because I really love historical fiction. I really appreciate historical fiction because it's a lot of work. I wish I could be a historical fiction writer, but I can't because it's just a lot. So I just love the way that this story turned out, everyone who was in it. So let's get into the spoilers, y'all. Something I really wanted to say off the bat, and it became a spoiler because I couldn't find a way to not mention it, and I didn't want to ruin this experience for somebody else too. But when Miss Vassar included Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman as a character that interacted with Black at this time, I was so excited. I haven't felt so moved by a book or a scene in a while, and when I was reading, and it was just something so casual, like she really just put that scene in there so casually. So in this scene, there's an abolitionist conference that's being hosted in Black's Fort Independence house, and so a whole bunch of abolitionists from everywhere are coming to meet him here to have a meeting to discuss next steps and organize basically what is going to happen next in the scheme of abolishing slavery. And so this scene is casual, you know, people are just coming, being invited, and then I read and it said Frederick was coming, Moses was coming. I'm like, Frederick, Moses? I'm like, this can't be. And then she finally said Frederick Douglass and Harriet, and I was like, y'all, Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman is also in this book, and it was just so cool to have her include them, because this is definitely the time period in which things were happening, and they were definitely involved in history making at this time. They haven't really made history yet. We know that. We know who they are, but they're in the process of becoming those leaders in that moment, in that scene. And I just thought that was so cool to experience. I was taken aback because I was like, okay, it's a fictional book, Christine, but it just felt so real, you know? Like the characters were so real to me. I just thought it was executed beautifully and with so much intention and purpose, and I really appreciate that. So going into what I didn't like, I had mentioned I didn't like the one setting of continuous bath scenes. When I tell y'all, it's like they were taking a bath every 5 minutes. It was like when Black was trying to be romantic with Sunday, they were taking a bath. When they got hurt, they were taking a bath. When they got stressed out, they were in a bath. Like, dang. Couldn't go for a walk. Like, you couldn't go up and down the stairs. You couldn't just lay in bed. It was just every time they were in a bath. And mind you, this is the 1800s, y'all. There is no indoor plumbing. What? Y'all gotta take a bath every 5 minutes though. There was a scene where, you know, things are going down outside. Like people are about to die, and they're just in there taking a bath. Like, dang. I get it. Like, y'all love to be clean, but it was just so funny that a lot of significant things happened while they were in a bath. I really hope y'all read this book. It was great, and I'm very serious because, like I said, I saw her book review yesterday, and I downloaded it, and I just sat down and read it and just finished it right away because it's seriously so captivating. I hope you all like this video. Give me a thumbs up if you want more book reviews from me, and comment down below what makes you fall in love with a character. I shared some of my personal feelings and how I grow to love a character, but I'm interested to see your perspectives and what you point out when you're reading. But yeah, I had so much fun. Thank you again, Tam's Telling Tales, for recommending this book, and until next time, bye y'all.